This is a quick tutorial for running Proxy Professor Spider. The first thing that we want to do is just go over these tabs and the options and what they do, and then I'll just run it for you real quick. With Google, where it says HTTPS, you have two options, HTTP or HTTPS. One's running through the secure server, one is not. I've noticed if you use the S, it seems to scrape more keywords longer without getting blocked. If you do get blocked with Google itself, it's on a timer, so it will turn around and get unblocked here in, I don't know, half an hour or whatever. So just leave that on HTTPS as a default setting. Pages deep, that's exactly how many pages it actually searches with Google. So if you put that on 10 or 20, it will take one keyword and it will go to page 1, then page 2, then page 3. So if you put in crummy keywords and you tell it to search 20 pages, then for at least half those searches you're not going to get anything. So you want to keep that number pretty low, and you want to put in good keywords. Anti-search block rate, pause rate. It does exactly what it says on the 10. It searches once, it waits for this amount of time in seconds, and then it searches again. Dedicated proxy, that only works for Google. That isn't for going to the websites to scrape the proxies. That is only for if you're getting blocked with Google. You would want to put a dedicated proxy in there, not one of the proxies that you scrape and use. In reality, it's not needed. I've only had to use it once. I only put it there because somebody asked me to. Now for keywords, you can either type a keyword in like this and click enter or click add, or you simply load a list like this. As a matter of fact, let me show you how I expect most of you to use it, and then I will explain to you why I am using proxies instead of these keyword lists. While I'm doing that, while I'm explaining, I'm going to open up a picture. Hopefully that's lined up properly. Now, if you can see my mouse where it says today's proxy list, HTTP proxy list, verified proxy list, that's probably how the average user is going to use this search tool. And if you use it, it will work and you will get proxies back. I have found a better way, or at least I believe it's a better way, and that's by simply going to any one of the numerous proxy sites that you find online, by simply typing one of those words into Google, finding one of their lists, and copying and pasting it into a text file. You put that into your text file, save it, and then load the list just like this shows you right there. So I'm going to close this now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. That to me gets you a lot more proxies a lot quicker, and it's just a better search mechanism in my opinion. So play around with it though. You can put as many search keys in here as you want, literally 37,000. This thing will run for 2 weeks if you let it, so you want to kind of limit it a little bit. I'm going to go to the options tab, and I am going to open up a picture for you. As you can see, the more threads you use, the more bandwidth required. So if you're on a very slow internet connection, say a dial-up or a metered DSL or something like that, you want to reduce the threads. You probably want to start off with a higher thread setting just to see what happens. If in the grid you see the names of the domains just rolling by really fast and nothing's picking up any proxies, then what I would suggest doing is adjusting the timeout first. Maybe taking the timeout, instead of being on 10 or 15, maybe perhaps putting on 20 or 25. If you start seeing Proxy Professor Spider continue to, or start gathering proxies at the bottom, then you find yourself a pretty good setting. Then you can adjust it from there. If at that point you don't find it getting proxies, I would then turn around, stop Proxy Professor, open it back up, and adjust the threads down to maybe 10. And if 10 is too much for your internet connection, maybe putting it on 5. Hopefully that explains that. Now this auto button right here, hopefully you can see my mouse moving. If you have that checked, all that means is when Proxy Professor Spider is done scraping every single web page that it found on Google, and every keyword that you told it to search on Google. It will then turn around and automatically merge, sort, and dedupe your proxies. The most important number out of this entire thing is the highlighted part right there that says unique proxies. So in the run that I did to take this picture, it found you 209,652. Out of that, 156,000 of them were dupes, and 53,000 is the number that you want to test. That's the important number. So I'm going to get rid of this picture. I'm going to show you the update logs. Really nothing to it. If you want to read it, whenever there's an update, you'll see why there's an update. Where this social media stuff is, that's going to go away when there's an update, and it's going to tell you update for you to download. If you go and download, you have a choice whether you want to download it or not. And if you do, just don't do it while the program's running. That'd be, I don't know what will happen, but it probably won't be good. So make sure the Proxy Professor has stopped running, and then go ahead and hit download. It will download and automatically install for you. So that's it. That's how easy it is to start this spider. And the whole point of the spider is to gather proxies very quickly to put into a list for you to test. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this. 20 threads, 15 timeout, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 keywords. So let's see how long this takes. And I really don't have anything left to say, so I am going to mute the microphone. Okay, I guess that was a fib. I don't know how to do that. As you see this running, if you look at number 14 on the grid, it says no more proxies. That doesn't mean it didn't find it. It doesn't mean that was a bad site. That means it found 346 proxies on that page and there's none left. But the server doesn't want to drop the connection yet, so it's waiting for a timeout. Resolving host means just that. It found the domain and it's looking for it. Anything in the, let me reduce this for you. Anything found in this grid, that number is the exact number of proxies that it found on each page. So as you can see, some proxies, or some pages give you a lot of data, some proxies give you 0 data, and some are, 10 or 20. I guess I might as well explain this bottom down here. Keywords. The 10 is the number of keywords that you originally put in there. The 5 is the amount of keywords left to search. Remember, we have this set up on 2 pages per keyword, so there's actually 10 Google searches left at this point. Site queue is the exact number of links that it found on Google that is currently in the queue. That's a deduped list, by the way. So every time it finds a link on Google, it will dedupe it from the previous link, so you don't just keep hitting the same sites over and over and wasting your time. Sites visited, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That's how many sites it actually went to so far. So imagine, if you will, how long would it take you personally to go to 511 sites and manually scrape those proxies into a text pad? I think this has been doing it for, I don't know, 2 minutes, give or take. And it's got about 95,000. Really can't beat that with a stick. Okay, as we see, it's wrapping up here. There's 0 keywords left. There's 0 on the site queue. These couple threads here are trying to close. You see all the other threads waiting to dedupe. So now what we do here is we just wait for a few moments, and there it goes. It found 221,000 proxies, and afterwards you have 72,525 unique proxies ready to put into Proxy Professor. That's it. That's how simple it works. The pause and stop, I assume, are pretty self-explanatory. That's it. I'm going to stop this video. If you guys have any questions, go ahead in a group. Let me know what they are. I chose the Proxy Professor Spider to do first simply because I figured it was the easiest one to do. And that's everybody's first goal, is to grab proxies to test. So there you go, guys.